Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad to hear this morning. Welcome to our show. Got a special guest here in the studio, but first, let's take a look at our weather brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning right up here in Southport. Drew Pollard and hard-working gang. We're looking at a high today of 72, a low of 61. Not very cold today, like it has been for a while. Now we're looking at a water temperature on the end of the pier, again at 58.4, hanging in there that same area about 3 weeks now, around 58 to 59. Now let's take a look at our river readings. Looking at Apalachicola, Bluntstown, it's still high. It's dropping off pretty strong. This morning reading 11.2. Take a look at the Choctawhatchee at the Caryville. It's dropping out a little bit, but then sort of level off at a 6.2. So the Choctawhatchee for the weekend should be getting on, in a pretty good situation. The Apalachicola is still going to be a little high. So if you're going to do any kind of serious fishing, take a look at our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Decent tides today, not good tides for the weekend, especially Sunday and Monday coming in. But we're looking at a low tide this morning at 7:30 and a high tide. We've got a low tide at 7:30, then a high tide at 10:33 tonight. The wind's going to be coming in pretty strong, folks. It's going to be windy today. It's coming out of the south-southeast at 20. That is strong. So if you're out there in any kind of small craft, do be careful and know where it's going to just be building up. And we're going to talk about that with our guest this morning. So let's go and take a break and come right back. Welcome back, folks, and welcome to our guests this morning from Coast Guard Auxiliary, Mike Fitzgerald and Tony White. Glad to have y'all.
Glad to be here, Coach.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
We're just glad to have you, folks. Springtime going to be right around the corner. We've been talking boats, and we'd like to have the Coast Guard Auxiliary to come on and go over some things that's going to help us be safer boaters. So it's always great to have these guys on. So Mike, tell us how you sort of ended up in this position.
Well, I ended up in the Coast Guard Auxiliary because I got lost. I was down around Hernando County. They got all these little islands, and I got lost in there and decided I need to go take a class. And when I went and took a class, I just joined them.
Okay, that's a good story. Tony?
Well, it comes. My dad was a Coast Guard officer, and I was Army. I'm retired Army, and my son is now in the family business. And so when he graduated from basic training up at Cape May, New Jersey, we were up there, and I told him, I said, buddy, I'm just so proud of you. And I said, but I'm also a little jealous. And he goes, well, then why don't you join the auxiliary?
There you go.
And there you go.
That's great stories. Okay, so y'all do so many good things to just inform the public and all. And tell us some of the experiences that led up to this. What are some experiences y'all had with the Coast Guard Auxiliary?
Well, one of the things I've been doing recently is UPVs, people with six-pack license.
Okay.
I just got a new qualification to inspect them, and it's really been interesting that someone that hasn't been inspected, it's been an educational process for them because there's so many things they just don't know. There's so much stuff in the regulations that it's complicated. And it seems like everyone that I've done, there's been something that they have missed.
You just don't think about all the things, the whole list of things you got to do.
Yeah, well, for commercials, different than recreational. They may be a six-pack license, they can only take 6 passengers, but they got to follow the same regulations that the bigger boats do. They got to have the Type 1 PFDs and different things. But there's a lot of safety. There's a Coast Guard Sector Mobile is concerned about people out there acting like they have license and they're not. So they're kind of like cheating from everybody who spent all the money and bought all the right equipment and has the right training. They're kind of stealing from them.
Yeah, that's not right. No. What about it's amazing to me how the electronics have just kicked in over the years and how it's made, like an average Joe now, they can go almost anywhere. Y'all seen a lot of that?
Yep.
Yeah.
In fact, there's a slight change now is that, you know, as long as you have multiple sources for that, then you don't have to, you know, the charts are now like a secondary thing because everybody's got it right there in front of them.
Yes.
And their backups on their phone.
Yeah, and the backups on the phone.
It's amazing out there. It really is.
Now, when it gets to boating safety, we're not doing real good. We're number 7 in the state with most boating accidents for 2020, which is the most current data available. And you know, 2/3 of them happened in the past.
No kidding. Now that's an interesting point. We have 67 counties in Florida, and we're number 7
Yeah.
here in Bay County.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most everything's in the past. So when you get around the past,
Yeah.
be careful, slow down.
It's amazing. If I have time, I'm gonna tell a story about the past back in the day. But it is I marvel going through there. It's one that's not an accident every day, because you know you have folks who know what they're doing, and then a lot of folks don't know what they're doing. That's what scares me.
I think there's more of them.
There's a lot more of them.
There's a lot more of them. But that's why we have, you know, we're offering, and Mike will talk about that to certain dates and stuff like that, but to reach out to the public and educate them. And then like Mike is, he's heavily involved with the UPVs, with the 6-pack guys.
Okay.
So my job is the other side, which is the recreational boaters.
Okay.
Because there's much more of them, and we want to make sure that when they, you know, leave the ramp, you know, that they're got all the stuff that they need.
Yeah.
And not only that, but they're aware of how to use it. And we're
Yeah.
finding that there's a lot of that where they went and they bought, okay, I said, I've got to have this, I have to have this and this and this. But when you ask them, do you know how to use it? You know, then they kind of like,
Yeah.
well, I think so.
I know exactly what you're talking about. We've got a lot more coming up. Let's take this quick break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Sitting here with Mike Fitzgerald and Tony White, Coast Guard Auxiliary, just all kind of information we got to talk about. Listen, I want to go ahead and show this. You just talked about we're in the top 7 right here. This picture right here with the top 10 counties with boating accidents. Look at that, folks. Bay County and Okaloosa County. And then the rest of them are way down there. But we're number 7, Okaloosa number 6, I think. So that's not, we're not really proud of that. And one quick one right here. Tell us what this is right here.
That's where all the accidents are. The red ones are the fatalities.
Oh man, look at the past. Wow, that's a good chart right there. Okay, all right, now let's go from there. We got sort of tagged in on that. So what else you have?
Okay, we've got this class coming up at the college.
Okay.
It's really a new class. We revamped it. It's about boating safety was the one we had before. This has been revamped as Boat America. This is the first time we're teaching it. It's hard to find on their on the Gulf Coast College's website. I would recommend calling Laura to get registered.
Okay, there's a number there, Laura Herder, and there's a number 850-873-8583, and you're going to do it March the 5th or April the 9th at the college, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it'll be from 9 to 3.
9 to 3. I've seen those, been there where y'all done different things and all, and y'all just, it's a comprehensive. Y'all just go over so much. It's really good stuff.
Yes.
No, thank you.
What are some of the things y'all will go over?
Well, we're going to go over an introduction to boating, boating laws, safety equipment, operating safely and navigation, what to do in emergencies, trailering, and just general boating things.
That's good. And you take a little bit of break there for lunch, of course, and then
Yep.
then you have that. Okay, March 5th and April the 9th. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. And let's see, this other poster we got up here. Let's see, what about this one right here?
UPVs, this is what I was talking about earlier about 6-pack. Now, when the auxiliary we do an examination, which is different than what the Coast Guard do. They do an inspection. When the Coast Guard does it, they issue tickets. We don't.
You don't do tickets.
We don't.
You're the good guys.
Yeah. Well, we just do an inspection. We tell you whether or not you're in compliance, and if you do, you get that sticker that you put on there. That unlike the recreational sticker, it's not a calendar year. It's a month year, but it's good for a year. And the FWC and the Coast Guard both recognize. They know that if you got that sticker, they know that you've been inspected for all the right safety equipment, that you're part of a drug consortium or you got some sort of drug testing program going on, and that you've had the proper training, your boat's equipped, that you're squared away. So they tend to, if they stop you, they tend to be quick and just check your fish.
That's a good point right there, because they know you guys have gone over everything.
Exactly.
And then you got, once you put that seal of approval more or less on there.
And we do this there's no charge to the captain or the owner of the vessel. All they have to do is call the numbers that were listed on the sheet to get an appointment, and then we'll come out and do it. And if they do not pass, then we give them the opportunity to fix the issues, or in many cases, provide them with what they need. If they're missing a placard, or if they don't have a radio sticker or something like that, or a passenger briefing plan or something, we carry them.
Oh, cool.
And so we give them to them, and so we can fix it on the spot so that they can carry on, because we really want to issue the decal.
Right.
We really do.
Yeah.
And we don't report, nothing gets reported to law enforcement if it's...
Yeah.
And if you go back to where you had the flyer, if you look at the bottom right, it says UPV requirements. You hit that with your phone, it'll take you to the book on what the requirements are for a UPV.
Let's see, right there.
Yes.
On the bottom right-hand corner, and that tells you what right there what to do. Okay.
Yep.
So you got, we're talking about, it says you're in compliance. You get discounts on insurance, and the Coast Guard. I mean, this is something nice. Okay. Now, at one time, y'all were doing it. It seemed like y'all were doing like at the state park or something, or were dating. Y'all used to do that kind of stuff.
We're doing it again.
Okay.
So as part of my job as the staff officer for vessel safety inspections, so we will be out at St. Andrews State Park Saturday, March the 12th.
Okay.
Okay. Anyone who has a recreational craft, even if it's a canoe, paddleboard, whatever, we can go through it, make sure that everything is in compliance, and issue them the sticker. But in most cases with the kayaks, what we have is reflective stickers to go on the paddles, so that while they're moving they flash.
Yes.
And so, because those guys are hard to see.
Yes.
Especially in the past.
In the past.
Yeah. We've and they can come up. They don't have to bring the boat out there. Can they come up from another location and do the landing, or should you want them to have to bring it out there in a trailer?
They can either way.
Okay, because I was saying some people be out there boating anyway. Let's swing by and get checked out or something.
Yeah, without having to pay to get to the park. Or it says pretty soon we will have the same. We'll have the same setup where you can call one of these numbers and you can set up an appointment, and we'll do your personal inspection there at your house.
You can call these numbers and we'll arrange it.
Yeah.
The one that's on the UPP file.
And this is all no charge.
No charge.
No charge.
How many times you get that, folks, in the country now? Something service like this with no charge. That is so cool. Okay, well, what else we got here? I know we got all kinds of stuff.
Winter's just over. You're getting your boats out, and you need to start thinking about the electronics because things kind of corrode over the winter.
Yeah.
And if you had your life jackets or certain things stowed in the boat and they were a little wet, they may not be serviceable anymore. They can go bad. So you need to check all your equipment out for spring before you start your boating season.
That's a good point there. Good point.
So if you call us and let us come by, we can go through all that with you and make sure that you're squared away.
There's also some new things. Last year we was talking about the cutoff switch that they came up with. If you're in a boat less than 26 feet and it was equipped with a cutoff switch, you had to use it when you're on plane, and you weren't allowed to to take it off the boat, you had to leave that cutoff switch on there if it was built with it. And this year, they're changing the fire extinguishers.
Okay.
And the biggest thing they did, if they're over 12 years old, they're obsolete. It doesn't matter if they're the disposable refillables. Once they're 12 years old, they're no longer serviceable.
That's interesting.
And the other thing, and the ones that aren't dated, you look to see that is a pressure gauge where it's supposed to be. Is it in service? Is the lock pin in place? 'Cause if it's not in place, then it's not serviceable. Is the discharge nozzle obstructed? Now, mine is mounted on the side of the boat and mud daubers.
There you go.
So
I was going to say that while you're talking. That's the first thing I thought about.
So what I ended up doing is put some cotton in there that, yeah, it does cover it, but when you press it, it'll blow out real easy, but it stops the mud divers from filling it out.
Okay. All right. Let's take our final break. We got some more good stuff. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Here with Mike Fitzgerald and Tony White from Coast Guard Auxiliary. All kind of great information. It's not going to cost you anything. It's going to help you out. Before we get back to them, let's take a look at our fishing game time today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers. We're looking at one time, 11:53 to 1:53, going on with that full moon we're having. So we're getting back to the Coast Guard presence here in this area. Tell us, you were talking about that.
Well, most Coast Guard auxiliary units are lucky to have a small boat station, which is boats that are 65 feet, smaller than 65 feet. We have a port, so we got all kinds of other things. We got an aids to navigation, an ATON team. We've got a marine safety detachment. We've got an electronics detachment. We've got cutters, and we got the small boat station. So there's a lot of opportunities to interface with the Coast Guard and do things to help be a force multiplier for them. Like we got people that are standing watch, so they don't have to stand watch. So that means they can go out and do emergencies, and someone's back there manning the radios for them. Or we got people cooking on cutters. We've got people. I've got a Qualiva container inspector, which since COVID they haven't been doing much, and now I've got the UPV qualification. Okay. And there's just so many opportunities to interface with them. It's really fun to interface with them.
It really is. Yeah. So it's a great fellowship within the auxiliary and with those guys. And we usually, when we get together, the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, "Thank you so much for what you do for us, because you let us go and do the more important stuff."
That's great.
So,
That's
and
great.
you're in there, like he said, we've got a husband and wife team that just got qualified as watchstanders, and they go and they stand watch with the active duty. Okay. So they go and they do their 4 hours in there with the thing, answering the radio, filling out the logs, passing information on. There's all kinds of opportunities for an auxiliarist here in the Panama City area.
And if someone wanted to join the auxiliary, how would they do that, or what's the
Call those same numbers that were on that.
Same number, just talk to them, and see
or you can look us up on the internet, and there will be a link that you can go and fill out, and then someone will contact you.
Okay. All right. We got several minutes left, 2 or 3 minutes. What else do you want to cover? Make sure we got everything covered. Now, while you're looking, I want to go back to this. You got all your pages covered?
Yeah, I think so.
Usually because we run out of time. I'm going to go back to this accident area right here. This little chart here, this is, let me use the word fascinating, because you just wouldn't think there'd be that many accidents in this area. But again, look at the past, all the accidents there. But let's look at West Bay. We do a lot of fishing up in West Bay. There's one accident up there, and moving on down. But you see where all the people are. And one thing scares me when I get out there, especially getting close to pass, I see all these rental vessels. Wow. I just slow down. So what's the deal with rental? Do they have to, is there a new law or anything for them?
There's no new laws, but if There's no new laws that I'm aware of.
Okay.
But there's some things that people don't know. Like they go to rent the boat and they put more than 12 people on it. They need a captain.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to go that many. But the rental laws, most of the rental boats probably aren't in complete compliance, at least the pontoons, because they should have lights. They say, well, we don't go out at night. Well, the rules aren't that you have to have lights for night. It's with limited visibility. So, so if it gets raining and something, you should have your lights on, and then you aren't equipped with them.
And I guess the one signal, the factor of speed on the water is always dangerous. Y'all seen that?
Oh yeah, we sure have, and the statistics show it.
Yeah.
You know,
And if you're renting a pontoon boat, you better know where all the safety equipment is. If the Coast Guard stops you and you don't know where it's at, you're going to get a ticket.
Yeah.
Not the owner. You're responsible to make sure you have the right safety equipment.
Okay. All right, we got about a minute left. Let's go over these dates again on your let's see. Okay, we got right here. Let's go over this poster right here again. The benefits. This is complimentary right here. But what we've got coming up here also, the March the 5th. Okay, that's the one you want to sign up for, like the safe boating class there. Okay.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, fellas, I appreciate y'all coming on. This is what a great service y'all providing to the boating community. It's good stuff.
Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, and you'll get in contact with these guys, and a lot of ladies are helping out too. And y'all just have a great organization. It's just it's really good. I sort of keep up with them and see some of the things they do. So join them if you have the time, if you have the desire, and also make sure your boat is safe. I mean that's key. Thank y'all, folks. We always appreciate y'all watching the show. We've got a big show lined up tomorrow. Got some giveaways and all, but. Thank you all for watching Panhandle Outdoors. Do something good today for your fellow man, like these guys do. You have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.